Hi and welcome. Do you remember the time when we spent first 4 episodes just to set up everything we need? That was fun, but now we have excellent, marvelous and just pure awesome Create React app package from Facebook. That gives us fast and no need to know a thin way to create new React applications. So in this episode we'll look how to use it and, which is more important, we'll migrate our custom setup to Create React App way. So first of all, we need to install it, and we install it globally, create React app. So here it is, and now all we need to do is just to make create, you guessed it, React app. And then the name of the app, and we call it AL client. So what is this AL online stuff, you wonder? Well, I'm gonna pivot this project to another one, which is similar and can be more useful, but I'll tell you all about it a little bit later. And inside of this folder, AL Online, we create a AL client because before that we had the whole application with server and with client in one package. So we had our Express application, and inside of this Express application we had Webpack middleware that served client-side code. So this time we're going to go different way. We'll have React client application independently, and we'll have Express API independently as well. So here we just create AL client like this. And that's it. Just one command and we have React application. So let's cd into it and let's run npm start. And that will do all the job that we did before and a lot of more useful stuff that we did. So now if we go to localhost here, you can see welcome to React, and we have React application up and running. The best part is you can inject from it. So you can run npm inject, and that will implode and just install all dependency directly and all configuration files, so you can look through them, read through them, and learn a lot of good stuff. So I actually recommend you to do it just to read through the Webpack config code. It has excellent comments and neat tricks. But for the most purposes, if you're not interested in it, you won't need to do that. So now let's use this setup and migrate our application to use it. This is our client application. So if we just see into it, we have the source folder with a little bit of files, and we have package.json, and that's pretty much it. So let's remove everything from source. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Now it's empty, and let's copy all files from blog Redux client folder that we have here. We're going to copy it into source like this. So now we have all our files here. Let's, just for fun, let's try to run npm start. And we have a lot of errors. And most of these errors are actually can't resolve module because we use a lot of modules in our application. So let's install them. So we'll have npm install, we're going to save them, and these are React Router, React Redux, Redux Thunk, Redux, Jot Decode, we use on client, access, short ID, Lodash, class names, and validator. Cool. Okay, let's try to run it again. Okay, now we have another problem with validation. We have no module signup. So before that, we reuse them on client and on server, but now we can't do that so easy. So we're gonna just copy validate input function. So let's do this. I'm gonna open editor, and let's open sign up form. And right here we require validate input. All right, so let's remove it and let's just read. That's a neat feature from Vim. We're gonna read from blog Redux server shared, I think, yes, validations, and we have sign up validation here. Okay, and here we have validator and is empty, and here we have our validate input function. Okay, let's do the same trick with login. So let's open login form and let's read login right here. Okay, let's try to run it. Okay, we have compile error. And of course, because I just read everything from file, we can't export default. We just define this function. And let's do the same thing with sign up form here. So we just define this function, but we do not export it. And also in login form, we need to remove this validate input from here. And let's try it again. npm start. Okay, that's good. It's working. We have several lint messages because we define is loading an ID, but we do not use them. So that's a good way to fix them. So in an event form and in flash message. So let's do it pretty quickly. We go into event form, and here we have this is loading. Right here, we defined it but never used it. So let's actually use it in our button here. So we'll have disabled equals is loading. Okay, and the another one was flash message. Flash message. We have the same thing here, ID. Let's remove it from here. And now if we run it again, we should be good. And we're good. Nice. But now if we go back here and we reload page, nothing is there. And that's because we actually need to do one small thing. Let's open index.html file. And here, instead of this root here, we're going to use app because that's what create React app expects. And now, if we try to run it again, no errors, and we have our application. The only thing left is the bootstrap. So let's edit. I'm gonna open my blog Redux server index.html file and just gonna copy this bootstrap file right here, bootstrap link. So now the last thing, just start it again, and that should work. How cool is that? Of course, if we try to do any kind of request, so for example, I'm trying to log in and I'm making request, as you can see here, and it's not found, of course, because we have no server. So now we've done with client for now, and now we need to create separate server. So let's do that. Another tab here, let's create new folder AL server. And inside of this folder, let's create another one, source, and we're gonna move or copy from blog Redux server, everything from here to source folder, recursively, of course. Okay, so now we have this source folder with all our code. Also, we need to copy package.json file right here. And now we need to make some changes. So let's open editor, and let's open package.json. So the first thing first, we do not need a lot of stuff here. We do not need Webpack, we do not need React. So let's delete everything that we do not need. We still need ES 2015 because we use ES6 with Express. We do not need loader here. And from dependencies, class name, code, and everything with React like this, okay? Now here where we have our start, we have nodemon and we watched server. For now we do not need to differentiate. We just serve everything inside of this folder and we change server to source just to have consistency between our applications. Okay, so now let's run npm install. Okay, done. Now we need to make some changes. So let's open index.js file, and actually I noticed that we have index.html, we do not need it. So let's just remove source index.html. So first of all, we need to remove everything that is related to Webpack and React from here. We do not need and we do not use it anymore. All we need to have here is only server-side stuff. So no compiler here. We're even not going to redirect everything to index.html for now. Maybe later. Also, let's change port from 3000 to 8080 because on the 3000 we have our client application and we need to change it here as well. Okay, so our index file is much cleaner and shorter, which is a good thing. So now what about migrations? As you can see here, in our tree, we do not have migrations because they were outside of the server folder. It was in the root folder. Well, it's better to move them to source folder as well, because when we deploy application, we need that files also to be deployed to server, and we need migration to be run on server. So let's copy also recursively blog Redux migrations, and we're going to copy them into source. Okay, we have migrations, only one migration so far. And also we need to copy the connects file and we place it as well in source folder. Okay, so now we have connects file and migrations. So that means that when we run connects command from root folder, we need to specify where our connects file is located, because right now, if we try to run it, I don't know, let's try connects migrate latest. He will say that we do not have any connects file. So we need to specify it with the command connects file. And to save us some typing in the future, let's open package.json, and here in scripts, let's add dbmigrate command. And this command is going to run connects migrate latest, and we specify connects file to be in source connects file. Okay, and also we can specify environment, which is a good thing, but we'll talk about environments later when we get to testing. Okay, so now we have our migration, but let's first open connects file itself, and let's change this Redux database to L online series, because I have actual production application that I'm working on right now. Also, the bookshelf file, the bookshelf configuration depends on this config file, and before that we used connects file up in the folder, in the directory tree, so now we need to delete this dot and to use it from the current directory. Okay, so now if we try to run npm run dbmigrate, what happens is we have an error because we do not have database, which is exactly what we want. So it works. So let's create this database with create db AL online series. And now let's run migration. And here we go, we have our user's migration successfully run. That's nice. Also, we need to have the babelrc file, babelrc, because we use ES6 with Babel, so we need to define presets to be ES 2015. Of course, we do not need to define React preset. So let's try to run it, npm start. And we have an error Babel node. I think, yeah, that's because of a mess up. Let's add source folder for watching, and then we execute Babel node. Let's try it this way. So npm start. And we run in a local host. Excellent. That's good news. So let's try it out in browser. So right now, if we reload the page and we try to submit this form, we'll still have the 404, because React right now makes request to the localhost 3000, but we serve in our API on the port 8080. So we need some kind of a proxy. And that's very easy to do with the latest Create React application package. So all we need to do is to go to our client-side application, go to package.json file, and here just add proxy option and point it to HTTP localhost 8080. And that's it. How cool is that? So now if we run our client-side application and let's try to sign up, and voila, we have it. Let's try to log in. So everything works. We totally migrated to Create React app way of doing things. So now we don't need to care about build system. All this stuff is handled by Create React app. And it makes it easy to deploy to production as well. If you go, for example, to alonline.ru, you will see this same application online because I already pushed it to production and it is hosted on DigitalOcean. So it has the same functionality that we have now. But we'll talk about deploying in another episode someday in the future. So thank you very much for your time, and if you found this episode useful, please share it with your friends and subscribe to this YouTube channel or follow me on Twitter to get updates. Thanks for watching.